Hi, welcome everyone. This is Diga Tuesdays with Connectra Society, and I'm Renee, and I am going to be talking about nutrition and health and doing a cooking demo today with you on a beautiful Tuesday. I will be at the Richmond Kwantland Farmers Market today from 12 to 4. If you guys are free, come say hi to me. So today our topic will be your kidneys and preventing UTIs and just being generally overall good to your kidneys and what we can do to do that with our health, with our food, with our diet, and how we can also add some exercises. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll talk about some really interesting information. So I'm a registered dietitian in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I have a website called truenosh.com, and it's a company that makes local food. We have about 12 different items that are all made without sugar, all gluten-free and plant-based. If you have any questions after this session, feel free to email me info@truenosh.com. So why we're talking about kidneys? Well, kidneys is really an essential organ. Well, there's actually two of them, one on each side of your lower back, and they manage essential bodily functions. So they clean your blood of waste and toxins and transforming that waste into urine, and then you can easily excrete all the toxin and the waste that you breathe in, you ingest. And it's really important for us because it is what we need to detox. You need to be nice to your organs, especially your kidneys and your liver, in order to get rid of toxins. Both men and women are have risks of getting UTI. So UTI is actually just a urinary tract infection, and it can be in your bladder, it can be your urethra, it can be kind of just throughout your urinary tract, right? And some factors that might increase your risk can be a weakened immune system. So if you're sick in the moment, and you can actually increase your risk of getting UTI, and some abnormalities in your urinary tract, some blockages such as kidney stones or an enlarged prostate for men, catheter use for those who need it, and urinary surgery. So what is it? Oh, this is a little bit small, unfortunately, sorry. I'll just read it out. So the urinary tract infection, UTI, is an infection in any part of your urinary system, your kidneys, your ureters, which are the vessels that bring your urine to be excreted, your bladder, or your urethra. So women are usually at a greater risk than men, and the infection is mostly limited to your bladder, and a lot of times it can be painful and annoying. Some consequences, though, can spread to your kidneys, so which is why we're talking about UTI and how to prevent it so it doesn't cause any kidney damage, and how we can be nicer to our kidney. So doctors usually treat UTI with antibiotics, but you can actually reduce your chances of getting UTI in the first place with a good nutritional balance, with a good diet, as well as some exercise. We talked about that in many previous sessions, and we're going to talk about that again. So some symptoms that you might experience, and you might want to go to the doctor, or actually you do want to go to the doctor if you experience these symptoms. If there's strong persistent urge to urinate, so you want to go to the bathroom quite more consistently than before, a burning sensation when you are going to the bathroom, peeing, and you are going to the bathroom and always peeing a small little amount at a time, and it appears cloudy in color, so it's not just clear yellow. Or if there's some red or pink or colored urine, that could be a sign of blood in your urine. And if it smells very strong, and then in women, some pelvic pain and in the center of your pelvis or your pubic bone, that could be a sign of UTI, and you should go to see a doctor for that. To prevent it with nutrition, drink plenty of fluids. I know you've heard me say this before, but I am serious, especially during the warm seasons. You do get more dehydrated more frequently, and water can help you dilute your urine, and you'll definitely urinate more frequently, but it allows the bacteria to be flushed out of your urinary tract and decrease your infection risk, right? It is hard to drink sometimes a lot of water. You need to carry around with you. But some ideas you can do is using some sparkling water or decaffeinated herbal tea. Caffeine is also not so great for your urine, but there are many different types of drinks without caffeine in it. Even some milk, or you can make a smoothie with whole fruits and vegetables. So that's also something that you can consider. Just Google a really fun recipe that you can make a smoothie. Later on, we're going to do a really quick one and then try to make some really cool ice cubes and make it into a mini popsicle so you can enjoy it in a hot summer's day. Avoid alcohol or caffeinated drinks when you have the tendency to have drink little water. Then you can decrease your chances of getting UTI. And alcohol and caffeine during UTI can also add extra irritation to your bladder, right? So some people say, how about cranberry juice? Well, it is usually a traditional home remedy, and a lot of studies are not too conclusive of that it really actually prevent UTI, but it doesn't really hurt. And why people suggest cranberry juice? Because it has a compound called proanthocyanidin. So it is one of the antioxidants and that can prevent E. coli from actually sticking or adhering to your urinary tract. So, cranberry juice tastes good. A lot of people like tart, but try to not get those juices that are super high in sugar content. And you can sweeten it with apples. We're going to do that today. And also, vitamin C is a part of cranberry, and it increases the acidity of urine, which actually decreases bacteria growth, and that can also decrease your chances of getting UTI. So as I said, opt for the unsweetened kind of cranberry juice and mix it with some sparkling water or lemonade, and you can even eat frozen cranberries or fresh ones and blend it with your smoothie. And another thing that you can eat in your everyday routine is probiotics. We had a whole session about probiotics. And the good bacteria helps prevent UTIs by keeping the bad bacteria from growing. So probiotics are available in fermented foods such as Greek yogurt, some cheeses, and kefir. And generally, the lactobacillus, so the strain in most yogurts, has been associated with less frequent UTIs. And fermented foods, sauerkraut, tempeh, those are good, and some probiotic supplements. So I encourage you to go and review our probiotic session in a previous video, and you can go and educate yourself with some of the recommendations I've put forth there. Okay, so kidney issues relating to diet. Since I'm a dietitian, I will talk about different things that you can eat less of or eat more of, right? So excessive caffeine. So I'm not talking about your morning coffee, but I'm talking about like people are working a lot and they're drinking up to 5-6 cups of coffee during the day. But too much caffeine in the form of not just coffee, tea is caffeine, and some soda like colas also have caffeine in it, can stress out the kidneys because it leads to development of some kidney stones, and also stresses out the kidney by higher calcium levels in the urine, and even can cause sometimes kidney failure because the stimulant, so caffeine is a stimulant, cause the organ to be exhausted. So your kidney only can take so much at a time, and don't abuse it. Meat. So animal protein is linked to some kidney stones and even some kidney damage, because high protein can put stress in the kidneys, because protein needs to go through the kidneys, and it needs to produce waste, and it can be sometimes difficult to eliminate efficiently, because it has a high uric acid, and it can cause, one, kidney stones, and large amounts of protein reduces citrate, which is a substance that helps prevent formation of kidney stones. And therefore, you can limit your meat intake to maybe 3 or 4 times a week versus every day. And alternatives, plant proteins like quinoa, tofu, hummus, chia seeds, and Greek yogurt. Salt. So sodium in your diet is necessary to balance your fluid levels, but too much of it, so you added salt with your salt shaker, or eat more processed foods like sausages, ham, or bacon, or highly salted foods like potato chips, or those kind of foods that you can easily get in the grocery store when you're hungry. I encourage you to drink more water when you eat those, because those actually, need to be flushed out of the system, and can cause high blood pressure, because salt actually keeps water in your body, and it isn't easy to flush that out. So meaning excess sodium in your body can't be flushed out, and it causes high blood pressure and puts your body in jeopardy. So again, sodium can also promote calcium buildup in your urine, and your body can, react by producing kidney stones, which is not great for your health. Some carbonated drinks, so soda, energy drinks, and some bottled juices may be high in phosphate, and which also can promote the formation of kidney stones. If you drink not enough plain water, you can use, some frozen berries and slices of citruses or apples and a splash of cranberry juice to decrease the amount of phosphates in your carbonated drinks. Sweeteners. I'm talking about artificial sweeteners that you put in your coffee, those that you can, in packages, and also what they use in diet soda, like aspartame. And many people go towards those artificial sweeteners because it does cut calories, and they are not so great for your kidneys, because they impair the kidney functions if you consume them in a long-term basis. So I'm talking years of ingestion. So try to opt for natural sweeteners if you really need that sweetness in your drink. So honey, stevia, but you can also opt to train your palate to not crave that sweet taste. So try decreasing your sugar half a tablespoon at a time. So half a teaspoon at a time. So if you're used to trying 1 teaspoon in your coffee, try decreasing it in half and see how that taste, and if you can accept that taste. And if you can accept it, just stick with it and try to decrease it a little by little, and therefore you can train your palate to not crave that sweetness, and you can use less and less sugar. Avoid things made with sugar or high corn syrup. Those are also not great for your health, and replace those sugary drinks with some lemonade. And lemonade are known to be higher in sugar, and I actually make a lemonade with figs, so you might want to consider that in your beverage choices, because lemon has citrate and actually can help reduce the formation of uric acid kidney stones. All right, so we were talking about kidney stones in the previous slide, and I want to dive into that in this slide, because a lot of people are afraid of getting kidney stones because they're really painful to pass, and I want to suggest some preventative measures here. And the higher amount of calcium oxalate fragments create these crystals in your kidney stones. But that doesn't mean that calcium in your diet causes kidney stones, and we'll talk about why. So some high oxalate foods, so these are pretty much in most foods, and you can't really stay away from it because they're also in a lot of plant foods, and that are usually good for you. But I'm talking about these you should prevent if you are prone to kidney stones. If you have a history of kidney stones, you want to stay away from these high oxalate foods. So spinach, some bran flakes, rhubarb, beets, potato chips, French fries, nuts, and nut butters. And those are known to be high in oxalate. And when you're prone to having kidney stones, you want to kind of avoid these foods. You don't necessarily have to cut out all healthy foods that have oxalate, but these are some that have a really high concentration of it. And a combination of calcium foods and beverages with meals is often recommended. So in the bottom of the slide, increasing your calcium diet actually helps decrease your calcium oxalate formation, kidney stones in your diet, which is kind of funny because it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not. So many people are afraid of eating calcium because of the name, the calcium oxalate kidney stones. However, calcium actually binds to oxalate in the intestines, and a calcium-rich diet can help you reduce your absorption of oxalate in your body, therefore decreasing your risk of getting kidney stones. Also, vitamin C. It is known to have a lot of different good things to your body, like warding off your disease and increasing your immune system. But too much of a good thing can be bad, just like drinking too much water. I'm talking about gallons of water, can actually be bad also. So vitamin C, it increases amount of oxalate in someone's body. So therefore, oxalate can trigger kidney stone formation, and it is one of the byproducts of vitamin C, which is in the medical term, it's called ascorbic acid, and you might find that in the ingredient listing in your packaged food, because a lot of times people add vitamin C to help preserve the product, and it is a natural antioxidant in our daily diet, right? So if you are taking vitamin in during the winter to improve your immune system, try to not take more than 500 milligrams a day. So your daily goals to be good to your kidneys. So drink the right amount of fluids a day. Fluids, try to concentrate on water. If you don't like water, maybe some herbal teas and some sparkling water with some fruits in it and mint or even cucumbers in it, and even some spices. So adding some cinnamon or turmeric to milk, that can increase, some taste and flavor in your beverages. And try to kind of set a time to drink water if you are forgetful. So when you're eating a meal, so drink water before the meal, during the meal, and a large glass after the meal, and you'll definitely get your liquid for the day. So the amount of protein is also important. We talked about protein in a previous session. Try to think about 2 to 3 servings a day, or each serving will be about 4 to 6 ounces, about your size of your palm. But too much can increase the risk of kidney stones, and you don't want to eat too much because kidney stones are, not the best thing to have, and it is quite painful. So reducing the amount of sodium in your diet. So try not to have salt shaker at your table, and as I said, just like sugar, salt is also an acquired and build up taste. So the less you eat, the less you crave it. About 2 to 3 grams per day. So 1 teaspoon is already about that much. So I encourage you to take 1 teaspoon out and just put it out, and throughout the day you just use that amount that you've taken out and not go for more in the bigger container. Limit your amounts of processed foods, so hot dogs, deli meats, sausages, canned foods might have a lot of sodium in it. Even dried soup mixes, like I'm talking about your bouillon, your sauerkraut, your pickles. So try to look at the sodium content. We talked about how to look at that in our nutritional label session. So please review that session. Calcium-rich foods. So that you should concentrate on, about 2 to 3 servings a day. Dairy has calcium-rich foods, so meaning dairy like milk, yogurt, cheese, and high calcium foods we also talked about has ability to bind oxalate, so which is helpful to decrease the chances of you getting your kidneys with stone, right? So again, maintaining your health is not just one pill or one food or one exercise, really a balanced diet, exercise, and being mindful what you're eating. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. And I do want to talk about medications, so in form of pills, medication, and supplements. So these are some things that you want to be mindful of. A lot of people are taking medications like, in an everyday basis, like birth control or things to help with your heart. So people are taking diuretics and things to decrease your heart rate, and coupled with a lot of different medications that have to do with your diabetes. These can affect your kidneys because it has to go through your kidneys and it filters all these medications. So over time, too much medication can cause your kidney to deteriorate and reduce in function because the medication can start to build up, right? If your kidneys can't filter it out, then it stays in your body, and it definitely does not do great for your body. So your kidneys is the only way to filter these medication wastes. So be nice to your body, exercise, try not to always go to the painkiller, and see what you can do in exercise to decrease your pain. Go to the doctor, maybe to the physiotherapist. They will help you out. And antibiotics, right? So try to see what you can do to prevent infections, like probiotics, eating fermented foods. These can be replaced, and talk to your doctor and see what you can do with your health to replace some of the medications that you're going through. As a dietitian, I always lean towards balanced diet, seeing how you can increase fiber and increase your fluid intake and decreasing your sugar intake, right? To help you take out some of the medications in your daily routine. One thing you also need to be cautious about is supplements. And a lot of people take a handful of supplements like your multivitamins and your minerals. Sometimes those can cause harm, and you really want to look at what is in your supplements. And there are actually 17 dietary supplements that is posted in a review in a clinical journal of the American Society of Nephrology that can cause injury to your kidneys. And you want to look at that. Just do a Google search and it will pop up. And the list includes licorice, cat's claw, willow bark, creatine, and yellow oleander. And the list continues. So try to be mindful when you are taking supplements, and only take supplements as a if you are deficient in that type of mineral or vitamin, and always inform your doctor, your dietitian, what kind of supplements you're taking before they recommend a certain diet for you. It is important to avoid processed foods, sugary foods, and focus on a balanced diet. We talk about that all the time. Lean proteins, increase your vitamins by eating, and vitamins and minerals by eating a variety of different colors, vegetables and fruits and whole grains and legumes, and healthy fats. We talked about fats last week, so go ahead and take a look at that session. And physical activity. So I can't focus enough on why you need to go out and exercise and lift a little bit of weights, because it promotes insulin sensitivity and also decreases obesity, and it plays an important role in disease prevention, especially when we age. And exercising regularly plays a vital role in keeping you strong and fit and happy. Taking up maybe jogging or quick or speed walking, cycling improves your mental and physical health, kidney health, especially because you're improving your circulation. And people with kidney conditions really actually report improvement to their health with taking up some light exercises. So another way of exercising is even online, right? Take a look at some meditation or breathing exercises or light yoga activities you can do when you're at home. This can really prevent high blood pressure, which also is a direct effect of your kidney health. Choosing your health, lowering your stress, and as I said, meditation, going for a massage, laughing, those can really help decrease your stress levels. Call a friend and have a talk. Getting enough sleep, try to aim for your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It will help you recover and you'll wake up refreshed. Eating slowly, right? So promoting digestion, absorption of nutrients, really important in our world today because we used to just scarf down our food. We don't even know what we've eaten. And then staying hydrated. I can't really focus that more on really promoting your healthy kidney, and really actually helps promoting good bacteria in your mucosal lining. And then be mindful. Try to ask yourself every time you go for that sugary food or cake or chip, see if you're really hungry. Talk to yourself and read your labels. Make sure you look at the back of the package every time you buy a food, and try to cook more at home, because it is a lot of fun, and really, diving into different recipes that you search for, and even experimenting with new foods that you find at the grocery store. All right, so again, important to focus not just on one nutrient. Your overall lifestyle is super important. And something that's labeled low fat or low sugar can be high in a lot of different things like refined carbs, calories, and sodium. So be mindful and be informative and educate yourself with reading your labels. Prevention is key, so get regular screenings, talk to your doctor when you have pain in your pelvic area, prevent UTIs. You can call up HealthLink 811. You can always talk to a health professional there. And BC Dietitians, right? bcdietitians.ca is a great way to find a local dietitian that you can talk to. All right, so let's go back to my kitchen, and we can do two really easy things for the summer and have fun in your kitchen. You can do this at home with a blender if you have one, or if you don't, you can chop it up and mush it up all in a bag. Okay, so what we have now is some frozen cranberries. You can buy frozen cranberries really easily at the frozen section. I have some fresh mint that you can grow in your garden. They grow super easy, and I cannot eat enough of it. I have some plant-based yogurt that I bought at the farmer's market this weekend. This is a cashew yogurt. And then I have some different types of fruits. I have some dates or apples here. You choose one that you're comfortable with, and if you have in your fridge. Apples are fresher and they're crisper, and they have a lot more hydration than, let's say, a dry fruit like a date. But if you have dates, I would go ahead and use this over processed sugar because it's got the fiber and a little bit of protein. And with dates, I want to go over that you want to look for the smaller ones, the Dietitian versus the medjool dates. Medjool dates are more plump, but they have a higher sugar content in them and less fiber. And I have some sparkling water and then some fig lemonade that I make for my brand. I boil figs with some lemon and water. And then after all the fig sugar and flavor is leached out of it, I take the figs out and we bottle the lemonade. And it has about 35 calories in the whole bottle, which is great. But if you can't find a low sugar lemonade, you can go ahead and dilute it with some sparkling water. So a lot of people have Soda Stream in their house, and you can also use that. And we'll go and tell you how to do that at home easily. So first of all, I do want to show you a really fun way of making some ice lollipops in this summer season. And you just need some toothpicks, okay? Toothpicks and your favorite ice cube maker. I have this that I bought, and these are penguins, which are very, very fun. And you want a food processor or a blender. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a handful of cranberries. Okay, I want to save some for my lemonade. And then the mint we're going to put in later, or you can blend it back in if you'd like to. And I'm going to cut up some apples. So we're going to use this as the sweetener, because cranberries are quite tart. So you want some sort of sweeter fruit to balance that tartness out. So I choose apples. You can choose pear. It really depends on whatever you have in your kitchen that day. If you have bananas, go ahead and use that also. All right, so also I have a handful of apples. It really depends on how sweet you want it and how sweet your apple is, right? So go ahead and add more if your apple is not sweet enough, and don't add that much if your apples are too sweet. And then I want to scoop in some yogurt. So yogurt has probiotics, right? So this is great to prevent your UTI. So I'm going to put in 2 heaping spoons, or even 1 more heaping spoon of your yogurt in here. And then that's it. You want, and maybe like a little hint of chili powder. I really like some little chilies in my sweet, so that actually will give someone a surprise. And I visited Mexico a few years ago, and they put chili powder on their mangoes and pineapple, and I just fell in love with it. So try it out. If you don't like it, don't put it, okay? There, I will go and all right, so you just created a nice little paste, right? And this is kind of fun to do, so you can make your own ice lollipops. So what you're going to do is get your toothpicks ready, fill your ice cube tray with your paste, and then just put it in the freezer and stick your toothpick in at the end. And then when you plop the nice little frozen treat out, you can have a little holding stick with it. And this is a lot of fun. If you have kids that at home, you can get them to do this with you. I mean, this is already pretty much edible now. You can, add some granola to it, which is what I'm going to do with the remainder of this paste. But also, it's so hot, right? In the summer, you really want to come home to something really nice and ice cold. And this is super healthy and fun to make and fun to eat. Okay, now you want to take your toothpicks and just stick it into the middle of your ice cubes. And when they get frozen, you can take it out easily, and you can take it out one at a time. And these are so fun to make, and I can't wait for a treat after the farmer's market. Great. So wasn't that quick and easy? So I'm just gonna plop these guys in my freezer. Okay, so my freezer just needed some room. Okay, so the rest of this, go ahead and grab a nice bowl, and you can eat it as a snack or even for breakfast and even as a dessert. So yogurt blended with this. You can add some chia seeds to this or flax seeds to this. I just love how beautiful it looks. Ta-da! And obviously I make my own granola. So if you don't know my brand, we were nominated this year for Product of the Year awards. Our granola has no sugar added. It's got goji berries, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, some cinnamon, and really, really yummy. And some mint here. I'm going to throw in some cranberries so it looks pretty. And I'm going to come over and show you how my yogurt blended bowl looks like. And I'm going to show you a really quick drink too. So with my lemonade, and any lemonade, if it's got sugar in the ingredients, mine doesn't have sugar, but I definitely suggest you dilute it with a little bit of sparkling water and some mint and apple slices. If you have a drink that has more than 15 grams of sugar, that's a little bit too much, okay? So you always want to look at the sugar content, and you want to be about less than 5% of it as sugar. And then we have some mint here we can add into this. And you can also add the mint to your frozen treats. And then a little bit of cranberries, and you can muddle this also, or you can cut it up, and it will make a really nice pink lemonade, right? You don't have to always use strawberries. You can also use cranberries also. And then a little slice of apple will be awesome also, right? Great. There you go. Our apple and cranberry lemonade with sparkling water. And I will leave you here today, and I'm going to see you again next week. So have a really, really good long weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Thanks for joining, and if you have any questions, let me know by emailing me info@truenosh.com, and hopefully we'll get to meet you at a farmer's market this summer. Okay, cheers. Bye.